Well, hello, and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So today, 24,030, and of course, don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and you know and I know, make sure to ring that bell. That said, it is Wolf Day, so of course he has already been swept. He is not very interesting. Portal has also been swept. Of course, Total War has been swept. It is so, my one takeaway from this is Total War is so much easier. The Archer store, purchased. Astrology, yep. I can't believe we just put 1 million on this, and we're already almost down to half. I can't believe how fast we go through these. And that's astrology. And finally, of course, it's time to purchase some heroes. So, that said, how are you doing today? I do hope everything is going well for you. I did get a couple interesting questions in the comments that I saw today that I'd like to address in the video. Coincidentally, one of them was about Gabriel, and the question was if, if all the heroes do basically no damage compared to Marion and Christian, why do you have Gabriel on your team? And that's the same also conveniently applied to the question. Also conveniently applies to Daniel. And so I'm going to answer the question. Oh, Julian, nice to see you. I'm going to answer the question like this. I did answer it in the comments, but I figured, well, you know what? I'll bring it up in the video too. It was a good question, in my opinion. I don't know who I would replace Gabriel with. Gabriel is a hero that doesn't crowd control. He doesn't create problems. The archers are, believe it or not, still one of my fourth or fifth damage. No, they're third or fourth. I think we might finally have Vincent consistently in third place, where they're fourth place. So yeah, I mean, they aren't contributing to damage, but no other hero would be contributing to... any other hero would contribute even less to damage. So, in terms of Gabriel, it's like, he doesn't do damage. The archers do damage. The archers don't do a lot of damage, you're right, they're less than 1%. But anybody else I cycle in place of Gabriel would also be doing less than 1% damage, so there's no point to change it. The same thing, I certainly could remove Daniel from the lineup, but I don't see how that benefits anything anyways, because I can't even use a 6th warrior. So, that's kind of my response to that. I mean, you make a good point, but there's not like a plethora of other options out there for me to use, you know. But yes, if you wanted to, I don't know, bring... I'm kind of... Let me switch to support. I don't even know who I would bring in. Maybe... No, Austin won't work because his attack growth is so slow because he's a B-tier hero. The only interesting one I would consider replacing Gabriel with potentially is Lucas. And I'll tell you why. Because, like, theoretically, you could pump Lucas's stats to the stratosphere. I mean, that's just how this game works. Honestly, like, I feel like I'm going to try this at some point. Like, just level Lucas up to 20k. Right? Level him up to 20k. And just, put the artifacts on him and just see how he does. Just the only reason I would do this is because his attack, the damage is, I don't know, 960. How much does... I think that's, like, not a lot. Yeah, 2,100. So he does less than half of the damage that she would do. This is not super interesting, but what makes this interesting is this hits everybody. This hits everybody. So theoretically, if you get your artifacts high enough, and you level Lucas up to max, you'd put Lucas in, and he would be the S tier of S tier heroes, because with enough damage, he would one-shot everything on the screen. The issue, of course, is the duration, and there's no way to reduce this. The active skill duration of 25 seconds means he will use it once at the start of combat when it's totally useless. Then you have to wait for him to use it a second time. And that would be, like, for farming, he would total trash. Because this would mean you'd have at least I think 27 second, because it takes like 1 second for them to use a skill on auto. You'd have a 27 second cycle time. So total, absolute. And this is a skill, you don't name it. You know, there's no decision here. You just click the button and go. This is a skill that could be, as soon as it's up, you click it. You know what I mean? It wouldn't change anything. There's no interaction with it. But, theoretically, on stages that last long enough for all the enemies to pile in, he could be the best one because he would hit everybody on the field. So I guess if the question is who could I replace Gabriel with, and it may be Lucas. I don't think Lucas is that great right now. Maybe if I pumped him up a bunch, maybe. It would at least be an interesting thing to consider. You know, and his crowd control, the nice thing about his crowd control is he doesn't actually like crowd control things that are not in the battlefield. Once something has crossed over the battlefield and people are attacking it, it's going to get attacked regardless. So his attack isn't that bad. So, interesting, a very interesting question that I didn't have an answer to, and then I spent most of this episode talking about it. So, yeah, we need to work on the orb. I'm kind of behind now. I didn't even realize it. Oh well, I mean, it's Wolf Day. We got carried away. But I mean, that was such an interesting question because I'm like, I don't know, who would I put Gabriel? Let's look. Let's look at who could possibly take Gabriel. Oh, Lucas. Don't get me wrong. That Lucas strategy is something I've been thinking about in the back of my head. It doesn't work for a lot of scenarios. It wouldn't work for Wolf. It wouldn't work for Wolf. Wouldn't work for Dragon. Would have diminishing returns in like King's Ruin and stuff like that. But it damn sure to me is one of the more interesting strategies because I think it is viable. And crit damage, that is what we like to see. Well, I mean eventually viable. And ignore defense, yeah. So, I mean, you know, I really don't think Pharaoh did a test with Lucas like that. Which would have been really interesting. I do think he would lose, though. Because right off the bat, Marion does double damage and attacks 3 times as much. So, in any given scenario, assuming, you know, he would have to hit 6 times as many more things as Marion for him to win. You know, so we got to keep that in mind. Marion attacks, you know, does double his damage just, you know, in her special. And fires 3 times as fast, sorry. So I don't know why I blanked on it, I just said it. She fires 3 times as fast. Her cooldown's 8 seconds versus his, which is really 9 seconds, and his is 27 seconds. So, actually 26 seconds. So Marion actually, you know, but I mean, again, if he hits 6 times as much, then you know, the damage, he has to hit more than 6 times. I don't know why this is so hard for me to say, but he would have to hit more than 6 times as many things as Marion's hitting. Which could be easy, it could be hard. I don't really know. Is it worth an experiment in the future? Absolutely. I think absolutely once... Now, to be clear, this will probably be like post-Vincent experimentation. Which we haven't even made it to Vincent yet, so, I mean... And likely, it would... You know, likely I could just do one round with him, and that'd probably be enough, to be fair. Oh, we did get another awakening, so let's go ahead and dismantle for this. I mean, I do believe Lucas, at high enough artifact levels, is the best hero. And double crit damage today, very nice. We do need all the crit damage we can get. But yeah, I'm not kidding. I do believe that he is the best. Just because he hits everything. The issue, of course, is hitting everything. Like, if his cooldown... I think his cooldown used to be like 20 seconds. If his cooldown was still like... I would say if his cooldown was still 20 seconds, he would be the best hero. Because you could use him for farming. Because basically he would hit everything at the beginning. I think maybe 18 seconds might be a little bit better, but you get the idea. He would do one attack at the beginning, wipe everything off the screen. Then when his second attack came up, everything would be on the screen. Boom, fired, dead. Everything's dead. Beautiful. That said, we do need to level up Sophia and level up the castle, and that'll be it for today. So, I mean, I appreciate the question because it's a very interesting one, in my opinion. So, let's level up Sophia. 15,520. And, of course, level up the castle. How many levels was that? 69. Nice. That's a nice amount of levels. 69. And we finally hit 112,000. Very nice. And I'm going with 16.811. So close. I was actually close this time. 16.809, so only off by 2,000. So that said, though, once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I hope you have a great day.